Let's continue to build this Pokédex master set of all 1025 Pokemon in the Pokédex. We're throwing them all into this binder, and today we're doing none other than the Blastoise line. Squirtle is my favorite starter of all time. Blastoise is my favorite Pokemon. This is my favorite evolutionary line. I was super excited to get them thrown into this binder. We'll get started with Squirtle. There weren't really a lot of options for Squirtle. I will throw some honorable mentions that weren't necessarily in the running, but I do love the art. Of course, we've got the OG Squirtle, which might just be based on nostalgia, but I do like this card. And then we've got the Dark Squirtle underwater, and I just love the R stamp. Only two cards really in the running for this spot in order of release would be the Squirtle from 151, and the next Squirtle card in contention was the Squirtle from Stellar Crown. This art is amazing. Of course, you've got Squirtle in the pool playing around, and you've got the Pidgeys all around him, and he's spraying water at him. That is the card I'm going with. I love this card so much, and I was able to pull it on my first or second ETB from Stellar Crown, so I was super thrilled. I do kind of want to get this one graded. It does have pretty good centering, and it's pretty clean, so I might end up getting another one for the master set, but this is the card that I'm choosing. On to Wartortle. I do love Wartortle, but he really doesn't get a lot of love in the Pokemon TCG. I do like the OG Wartortle, but really the only option was the Wartortle from 151. It's really his only full art. It's a great card, but there really wasn't much competition, but this is the one we're going to choose. Blastoise is where it gets a little difficult for me, with him being my favorite Pokemon. I do think he has several cards that have great art. Right off the bat, we're going to eliminate the one from 151, and I've actually got it in a tag 10, but to me, it's just not the best Blastoise card. The next Blastoise card I eliminated from contention was a Japanese card. I actually almost chose the Charizard version of this as well, and I'm really a sucker for the art for like the original games. So that leaves the top two Blastoise cards for me that I was choosing from in order of release was the original Blastoise and then the Dark Blastoise. And honestly, I was going back and forth on which one I wanted for a long time. I ended up going with the OG Blastoise, and a lot of it has to do with just the fact that this was my favorite card as a kid. I considered it my grail. One day I would love to own a PSA 10 first edition Blastoise. Dark Blastoise is such a good card, and I can't wait to get one, but I just had to go with the OG Blastoise. If you haven't been following along, so far this is where we're at in the Master Set binder for the Pokédex. It's kind of all over the place, but I've got vintage for Blastoise, Charizard, and Venusaur. The Venusaur isn't the base set one, but it's a Black Star promo that I love. I've got the Bulbasaur and the Squirtle from Stellar Crown, which are great arts, but I did decide against the Charmander version of this, which is from the Obsidian Flames promo. I just love the version from 151.